and welcome. In today's video we're going to be talking about cow poo, we're going to be talking about the drought, I'm going to be fixing a fence, and we're going to be moving the cows into their final field of this rotation. I'm working on a new series that looks at how you can get started in farming yourself, how you can get a tenancy, the sort of questions that you might have to answer along the way. So if you're interested in that sort of thing, do subscribe and leave a comment down below with a question that you might want covered in the series. So enjoy the video. Final move of the rotation this morning. Everyone is a little bit antsy, but they'll be really glad to get out onto new grass, and then they'll be back to start the rotation on Sunday. So yeah, so basically that's the start of spring, and now we're heading into, you know, between spring and summer. I didn't actually count them through, so I hope there's the right amount there and I haven't left something out in this field. I'll just quickly go and check. So this time last year, in the middle of April, we were in the middle of the national lockdown. What we had was plenty of warm and wet weather. This year, we've had the complete opposite. And we've had very cool nights, there have been lots of frosts, and then also we haven't had any significant rainfall since the middle of March. In March we only had 22% of our average rainfall, and in April we haven't had any at all. And this has a real knock-on effect to the to the way that grass grows, and also to the trees behind me. So this woodland behind me, last year the canopies were completely in leaf at this time, and this year there isn't anything here. Likewise as well, the grass in this field and all of our other fields is not growing very well, and that has a real knock-on effect for the animals. Because there's not enough grass to eat and it's not very good quality, the animals don't produce as much milk, which means the calves don't grow as fast, which then has a knock-on as well for us when we come to the end of the year and try and sell the animals. The fertilizer we've spread on our hay ground to try and get a really nice crop of hay hasn't washed in either, and you can see the little prills of fertilizer just sit on the top, and they haven't got into the nitrogen, which means the plants aren't using those. So we're in a real pickle here, and I really do hope we have some rain soon. We need a period of warm, wet weather, and I'm hopeful that there's a bit of rain coming at the beginning of May, which hopefully give the grass the kick on it needs, and there'll be enough forage for our cows come the winter. So it is a real tricky problem, and I know farmers all over the country are having this issue, so I know I'm not alone. So we've got the tractor back now, which is fantastic. Ian Crouch has done a really good job. If you're looking for a mechanic in West Sussex, Ian Crouch is your man. Details are below, but you'll be able to see that he's done a really nice job on fixing those things I talked about up. You might not think cowpats are important, but they are. To a farmer, they show the animal health, because if they're runny, it could indicate an issue. But also as they break down, it indicates the soil health. The quicker a cowpat breaks down, the more biological activity there is in the soil, and the more healthier a soil is, the more nutrients available for your grass, and the quicker your grass will grow, and then the more beef you can put on your cattle, which ultimately is the most important thing. So I'm going to show you a cowpat here, and you can see this cowpat's covered in flies, and that's because we don't use any ivermectin based wormers. So ivermectin is a very cheap wormer. It's the most commonly available. It's very cheap to produce, which means lots of farmers use it, but also it is the one that's most likely to pass through the animal's digestive system. So if you ever walk around a farm and you see lots and lots of insects on a cowpat, you know that farm is probably not using ivermectins. These then end up in the soil as well, which then degrade the ability of your grass to break down nutrients. So it's really important that we look after our cows, and then we also look after their cowpats. Short-term tenancy here, our tenancies only are annual, so our landlord could basically give us notice at any time. So when you've got a line of fencing like this, which someone has spent quite a lot of money putting in the past, it's not worth it for us to maintain it fully. So what we end up doing is just bodge jobs like this, which is a real shame for our landlord, and also it's a real shame for us, because if we are here for a long period of time, we're basically just making bodges in a fence. But unless we're given a long-term tenancy, it just financially doesn't stack up to fix the fence. So here we've had a bit of tree fall down. The shoot have used it as a way to get in and out of the woods, which is a real pain in the backside, and this fence has come down. So we're just going to put a post in here. The ground's quite dry, it's easier to put these things in, and then we're going to put some baler twine and wrap it up. But it is a real shame. So if you're a landlord out there and you're thinking, how can I incentivize my tenants to look after their farm, give them a long-term tenancy, because it's in their interest to do that. Here we go. Future James here. I forgot to record anything else about this fence, but here it is, done, and we're happy with it. So that's it for today's video. I hope you've enjoyed that. Only a few of you have subscribed. It really does help us out if you can. It's completely free and you can unsubscribe at any time. If you have any questions that you might want covered in a future video, do leave a comment down below, and thanks for watching.